Proverbs 27:9 says, "A sweet friendship refreshes the soul." This has been one of my favorite Bible verses in the year of 2024, and tune in to see why that is. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of those that have subscribed. And thank you for anybody that has been commenting and hitting the like button. I truly appreciate it and appreciate all the support. Today, I am going to be sharing with you one of the prayers that were answered on my prayer board in 2024, which was on friendship. So I'm going to start off and share with you guys what has been going on before God moved and changed this area in my life. So before 2024, I really didn't consult with God. I didn't even know that was a thing, consulting with God on, who you become friends with. We focus so much on praying for who we're going to marry because, yes, who we marry is very important. This is someone you're going to build a life with, start a family with, do so many things. It's a life-changing event. But so many of us, and I'm one of them, don't even think about praying about who we're going to be friends with. And that is also very important because some people could deter you from the path that you're supposed to be on. Some people can build you up. You can have friends that build you up. You can be friends that are destiny helpers. You can have friends that are destiny killers. You can have friends that are envious, jealous, bring you down. And you can have friends that can lead to tragedy, and I'm sure you guys have heard of stories of friends, doing unthinkable things to each other. I would not say, the word because it might not be, not, I'm probably not allowed to say it on YouTube, but you know where I'm going with it, that there's so many things that happen when we're not careful who we're friends with. And there's phrases out there where one of the phrases that I would hear growing up is birds of a feather flock together. You are who you hang around with. One phrase that my pastor says, and that I know a lot of people say too, but my pastor says this a lot in church services, is show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Choosing friends is very important. So before 2024, and I would say during school, high school, college, never really had issues making friends. A lot of the friends I made, we believed the same thing. We believed in God. We would pray together. We'd sometimes go to church together in the school, like, because this high school I went to was Christian school. And in Africa, that's very common. Most of the schools are Christian anyway. And some of the schools, they have a church. We go to church together and all that. But I would say a lot of us were not well knowledged. We're lukewarm. How it is when you're teenagers. College was moved to Europe, and it was very different to Africa when it comes to religion. And I had to really search for a church, a home church, and got used to going by myself. That's when I started learning to go to church by myself because back home I'd go with my family. In school I'd go with my friends. So that's when I got hit with the harsh reality that not everybody believes the same thing that I do, and that I have to stick to what I believe in and not follow the crowd. And I had a huge desire to look for a home church. So I found one, was going to church by myself and getting used to it, but I started creating, making friends in the church. So I have friends outside church and in the church, and that's also very common too. So friendship was not really an issue until became, I think until I became a mom. That's when things changed. And I would make friends here and there, but then it wasn't friendships that were solid, or I felt like I was giving more than I was receiving, not as in like physical gifts or anything, but as in reaching out more or interested more than the person was interested in me. And there was a time where I was really frustrated when it came to friendship, and I thought there was something wrong with me, and I just didn't understand why things were not clicking in that department. The friendships I was making were really surface, and I would feel like I don't belong or I wasn't enough. It was just a lot going on. And then God started showing me, and when I rededicated my life to Christ, God started showing me in dreams about certain people, their heart towards me, friendship wise. And it made me sad and disappointed. And I just didn't understand why I would sense things, and I just didn't understand why they would, they were, I would say, I just didn't understand how they didn't feel the same way that I felt about them. They didn't see the friendship the way that I did. So I was very discouraged. And I went into 2024 just saying to the Lord, like, I am willing to not have any friends, to, isolate myself and just make you, just focus on you being my best friend. Because it does say in the Lord that our Lord is our friend. He's our best friend. He won't hurt you, he won't harm you. He'll never repeat what you tell him. Like, he is the best friend to have. And I was like, Lord, I'm willing to just dedicate 2024 to you and to just focus on you being my friend. I'm not going to search for friends. I'm not going to idolize friendship, because that's one thing he pointed out to me, is that I idolize, one of the things that I idolized was friendship. And I would have vision boards about friends, and I was putting that above my relationship with God. And he had to remind me that he is my ultimate friend and not man. And I was like, I'm okay with losing the friends that I have, and just, if they're not for me, and just spending time with you. And then I put the prayer on my prayer board about friendships, and I was like, I'm okay if you answer this prayer in the future, like after 2024, in 2025 or 2026. I just want to have the right people in my life. I'm tired of feeling like I don't belong, like I'm surrounded by people who don't really want me there, or who don't love me for who I am, who don't value the friendship that as the way that I do. Like, and also I had to let go of expecting people to operate the way that I do. That also leads to disappointment. God showed me that I have to accept that people are going to show you love and show how they care about you in different ways. And it's not going to be the way that you do it, because we are all different. Yeah, so I went in 2024, focusing God, had my prayer about friendship. So I started like getting involved in church. I joined a women's group in 2023, and then started joining the leadership part of that women's group. And to be honest, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just joined, not feeling sure that I should even be part of the leadership. I don't see myself as a leader. And during that time, I started to get to know a few women, And I even, at the beginning of that women's group, everybody gave their reasons why they joined the women's group. And when I mentioned that I have been hurt in that department, especially in the church, I struggled a lot making solid friendships in the church. And I even mentioned to them, to the whole group, that I hesitated about joining a women's group. I didn't plan on joining one. I actually didn't want to join a group that was specifically a women's group. I was going to join a small group, but I didn't want one that was focused on women because of the past and how I struggled. And I didn't want to get into that trap of idolizing friendship and putting people on a pedestal and just forcing a friendship. I didn't want that to happen again. And it was good to share that in the open. And God started moving in a way that I never imagined. It started getting closer with a few women. I started getting to know the women in the leadership team that I'm part of. And it just felt different. It didn't feel forced. It just happened naturally. And the Bible verse that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Proverbs 27:9, that a sweet friendship refreshes the soul. I'm beginning to, that word is beginning to come alive in my life. There is specific women that have are part of my life that really, when I talk to them, spend time with them, and I leave their company feeling refreshed. And it feels good not to speak to certain people just for hours, and there's no gossiping involved. If we're talking about other people, we're edifying them and not bringing them down. And we're just talking about giving each other revelations of what we've read in the Word, helping each other spiritually, praying for each other, speaking about how amazing God is, how the Lord has made transformations in our lives, and what we've been through to get to where we are now is it's just everything I imagined and more, and everything that I pray for and more. And I just want to encourage you to, when it comes to friendship, to pray about it, to submit it to God, and to even ask Him about the friends that you have in your life now. If there are people that He sent into your life, I will say I do have friends that are far away, that are from college, that are from the places I used to work. I do have those friends, and I did say that I'm grateful for those friends. My prayer was just for friends that are in close proximity. I just want to point that out. I'm not saying that I don't care about the other friends that I have. I do have friends in other countries, other states. And that's another thing, is to be grateful for what you already have, for God to bless you with more. And I'm always grateful for all the friends that are still in my life that are far away. But my desire now was to have friends in close proximity to do life with, and the bonus was the friends that He's brought into my life actually have kids that are the same age as my kids. So they're friends too. So it is just a blessing all around. So that was my desire, to just, it's great to have friends that are far away, and I do my best to keep in touch with them. And they are amazing friends, and I'm grateful that they've been in my life for so long. I have friends that have been in my life for so many years, but I'm grateful that God has given me friends that are in close proximity, that are in my town, that I can drive to, that I can spend time with physically, not online. And that's another thing, is that I don't want to be spending so much of my time on the phone. Just my life is online. I do want to be out there and spending time with people physically out in the world, and not just on my phone. So that what was my prayer for when it comes to friendship. is that I have friends of close proximity. And God answered that quicker than I expected. And the crazy thing is, one time when I was in my prayer closet praying, He even mentioned to me the names of the women that would be in my life as a friend. And to be honest, I was like, I don't see how I'll be friends with this person. I don't know how that's possible. And there's some that he didn't, there is one or two he didn't mention, but they weren't in the women's group at the time, but have become a huge blessing. And when I looked back about 2 months, a few months later to my journal, when he told me mentioned the women, I was amazed. I was like, they all are women that I actually call friends, that I do life with, that are amazing. And I learn a lot from them. And they see so much of me, more than I see of myself. So it's amazing. And I would like to say, when you are hearing from the Lord, to write it down so that you can go back to it and just see how His word returns non void, and that what He says will come to fruition, and that He does not lie. And it will just grow your faith, just to see that what He spoke to you before is actually happening. And it's just evidence for yourself that, you know what, I'm not crazy. He does say that way you have more confidence in the fact that you do hear Him. And that is my testimony. I'm not going to share the exact prayer because it's personal, but I will say I'm still saying the prayer, the same prayer I wrote on the card, because I also pray for myself to be a good friend to these women, because we also have to look at ourselves and not just only point fingers to what people did wrong to you. I also had to look at the part that I played in all the friendships that failed. And I had to repent for what the part that I played. And I am now constantly praying that I will be the friend that I pray for, and that I will be a great friend, a friend that, you know, that someone is praying for, that I will show up the way that the Lord intended me to show up, to be the friend that is according to God's will, that is lined up with the word. And another Bible verse that I like is, I think it's in Proverbs. I'll put the Bible verse on the screen. Is a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So that also is that friends are important to the Lord. It's important for us to have friends, and that we are supposed to love at all times. And I'm grateful for siblings, because it is true. Siblings are there born for adversity. And I see that with my kids too. That's why I'm grateful that God gave me two kids, because I always said that I wanted more than one. Because when times are hard, siblings are always there. Friends are not always going to be there, but siblings, if you do have siblings and you're blessed to have a good relationship with siblings, they are always there. So it is, you are blessed if you have at least one friend that it loves you at all times, that is there for you. You don't have to have a huge group of friends to be happy, to have a fulfilling life. I believe that if you have one or two good friends, then you're good. And I even told the Lord that I don't even need to have a clique of friends. Everybody wants to be in a clique or have a group of friends. I was like, even if you just give me one friend that is in close proximity, that I can, you know, do life with, that we can help each other. Like it says, iron sharpens iron. I'm great. And He gave me a group of women, multiple women that I can, you know, do life with. And I don't know how long this season is with me, if it's just for a season or if it's long term, I don't know. That's something I have to seek the Lord. But I'm grateful that He answered the prayer. But He always comes first. He is my best friend. I don't idolize friendship anymore. I don't chase after friendship or chase after people to be friends with. I chase after the Lord, and He is my ultimate friend. He is my forever friend. And I rely on Him to give me the people that need to be in my life. And yeah, that is my testimony. And I hope that encourages you. If you like this video, make sure to check out the previous video that I did of my prayer board. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos and to hit the like button. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.